Hi, this is Tracy Best. This is video discussion board form 4 for Education 631 at Liberty University, week 4. I have picked scenario 3 this week. John Burns is interested in starting to teach his Introduction to College Writing course online. He has heard that there are a number of things he will need to consider as he begins to think about this idea. Why is it necessary for John to determine resources available at distance sites when preparing to teach at a distance? Okay, so we're in Teaching and Learning at a Distance, Foundations of Distance Education. This is one of our texts. We are in chapter 6 and we're on page 142. Distribution of materials. And I'll read a little piece here. Even within a traditional class, the instructor is concerned with getting materials to the students. Often papers and books are distributed at the beginning of class period, but when teaching at a distance, this task is rarely an easy one. Often the majority of the class is at a distance and distribution of materials becomes a logistical nightmare. Okay, the way I read this question, it seems more like in the college setting that you're going to be at a distance and people are going to be working from home individually. They're not going to be in a classroom. So I'll kind of address it both ways. At a distance and everyone's in different places, you're going to want your materials to be digital or something that they purchase ahead of time. That is how 100% of my college, my undergraduate work was. I was provided everything digitally, and if I wanted a hardback book, then I purchased it. And the same thing with my master's work. In this situation, if it were distance learning where you were teaching the course, you're from a distance, and this is an on-campus class where all the children or students are coming in to one classroom, then still digital presentation is probably going to be your best bet. Because if we look here just below, it says some examples are getting the materials to the distance site on time. That's an issue. Making sure, logistically, if you're working from home, how are you going to make sure that your handouts are physically printed and available? Are you going to rely on a teaching assistant for that? Is there another student in the class who's going to take responsibility for that? Communication with the students is also going to become an issue, as is dealing with the time delay of getting back hard copies. So basically, the best way to deal with distance education is to do it digitally, and everything comes and goes via email, via platforms like Blackboard or others.